Seminar theme is education reforms in Nigeria, if I'm correct. The expectations of the 21st century teacher. First, I want to put the theme into context. And I begin by saying there is a pursuit after education reforms in Nigeria, and it should be an all-inclusive, an all-including, and all corroborating, as well as all partnering reforms. I want you to understand what I'm saying. It should be all including, it should be all inclusive, it should be all collaborating, and all partner reforms to both achieve and preserve the reforms. There's one thing about achieving education reforms, there is preservation of education reforms. And that's one of the issues that Nigeria is lacking behind. These reforms is a continuum. We should understand also that whenever we are discussing education reform, it's a continuum. It means that it's continuing. It's not something you achieve and stop there. It's a continuum, not just a once and for all reform. As the tide changes, there will always be a call for reforms. But mind you, there are certain factors that does not truly need a reform in the education process. There are things that cannot change. No matter how we try it, there are education standards. They are not static, but they are there. They are procedures. And we are not discussing them today. Our focus is mainly on things that should change. The new Minister of Education, who knows the name of the new Minister of Education? He made an important statement that we could understand as the need for this reform that we are going to discuss. I'm going to paraphrase. I don't have the statement clearly. He said, this is into institution that produces the lawyers, the doctors, the engineer. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not exact. And more. It is this that produce, I'm adding that, politicians, leaders. So we need to work to make it, or to make things work. That's what he said as he was addressing the public when he was installed. He said, this institution called education institution is the one that produces what? All that you see. And that's the reason why we have to make things work. Because if we don't make it work, nothing will work in Nigeria. Nothing is going to work in Nigeria. The context of our discussion is on teachers. The contribution of teachers on how things will work. The expectation. I believe we are not here to discuss what teachers are expecting from the government. What we expect school owners to do, parents, NGOs, even the learners. The context of our discussion is what is expected from us. So I want to put that word expectation in context, because we also have expectation, Abi, and we believe until our expectations are met, what we are expected to do won't be possible. But our expectation will be met. But what is expected from us is the case. So let's go into our discussion right away. Education, as we all know, is an action or the process of transferring knowledge. It's just action or process of transferring knowledge from one entity to another. Education could be transferring knowledge from a textbook to a learner, or from you, the teachers, to a learner. So it's transfer of knowledge, and it could be through different means. So reformation, also putting it in perspective, means to cause a change, create platform for a change. And this change could mean from bad to good, from good to better, but it's never better to worse, or something like that. So in this context, we are discussing from bad to good, or from good to better. That's education reforms in Nigeria. Therefore, education reforms means to cause a change in the existing education process so that we eventually get what is needed now and what is useful. So if I ask you, in Nigeria education system, is it bad or good? You have to give me a response. Manageable. Manageable, bad. What are your response? Bad. But who is again saying? No, people to say, because you are the one that is going to move it from where you say it is to where it should be. So if it is manageable, what is your task? To move it from manageable to what? To good. Sure, you understand? That's the process of reform. We are discussing our duty. Well, whatsoever you call education, now it's now your duty to move it from that point to the point you think it should be. That's your work. So if you are not achieving your work, then you cannot be able to say, yes, I'm a professional in this light. So that's the essence of this. So whatsoever you call education in your mind presently, that's what it is. No problem. But your task is to move it from where it is to where it should be. Do you understand what we are saying? Okay. But I think Nigerian education is good. It's not outrightly bad. That's my position. Because we currently produce, especially based on our population, numbers of graduates in all over Africa, if not in different contexts of the world. Nigeria presently produces the highest number of graduates, both nursery. How many people did you produce graduate from nursery to primary this year? If they count all the numbers, we are always generating graduates. We don't know the standard we are using, but we are just generating graduates. And we do graduation, Abi, to make everybody happy. So that's the context I'm saying. If we are producing that much, it means we are doing something right. Somehow. So we are not outrightly worse or bad. We are somehow good. Apart from that, we rank all over the earth as one of the people who are migrating professionals. You know now, you know that one from our context. Apart from India and other Asian world, Nigeria, professionals all over. We are like the Jews. Professionals. Whatsoever field you are looking at, we are migrating them. You too, if they give you opportunity, jackpot it. That's what is happening. It means we are doing something right. If we are needed down there, it means something is right. Something is right here. We can't outrightly close our ear and say, but that's not where we ought to be. That's the case. It seems good in terms of quantity, but not quality. That's my proposition. And so my proposition of reform is movement from quantity to quality. We have the quantity, we have the size, we have the number, we have the numbers of teachers. If they take half of our teachers, as we are crying in the public sector, we don't have many teachers. If they take half of our teachers out of Nigeria, we'll still survive. I don't know how we do it. We'll still survive. So what we are looking forward to is an inward check of what is wrong. We are producing quantity. Why are we not producing quality? So let me move. Now, teacher. I believe you already know who a teacher is, Abi? You are a teacher, so you know who you are. If I may ask, are you a teacher? Yes. You are going to say, sir. If I had one more question to it, why do you think you are a teacher? I've created an issue for you because you have to think. Then you now raise the question properly. Am I sure I am a teacher? It's easy to say I am a teacher. But if I ask you, why do you think you are a teacher? Because you are now going to be looking beyond waking up in the morning, going to school. You want to ask yourself critical questions. And that's what you should ask yourself as we are discussing critical questions. If I had one more truth to hit, that what is your end goal? Is your teaching profession a profession or a side hustle? That would be another issue. And because for almost 80% of us, especially in the private school system, the side hustle. If another thing come up, what will happen? We jackpot. We jackpot straight away. If I give a critical interview of many of us, say, if you have options, you will not sit here with me. Some of us are waiting for school to admit us. Some of us, all of that is happening. Some of us, we have to go out of the home. No, we have passion for teaching, but it's still in our mindset a side also. Those are the reforms that we need. Because if you come into the school system as side hustle, what do you think you are going to give? A side hustle. It's still the same thing. That's one of the mind shift we are seeking that reform teacher will attend to. So that's one. Different scholars, they have identified roles of teachers. Some will say they have 8 roles, 7 roles, 3 roles. However, there are certain things, there are factors that are consistent to identify who a teacher is. First, a teacher is a role model. A teacher is a role model. A teacher is a subject expert. Not like in our world, in Nigeria, that a teacher must teach 16 subjects. If you are a teacher, you are a subject expert. You are not a classroom expert. Though you have the knowledge of being a classroom teacher, but you are a what? Subject expert. You are a researcher and possibly a curriculum developer. That's who a teacher is. So if I'm asking you, are you a teacher? Be answering the question based on this. Someone who is inspired to inspire learning, not just coordinate the class. You are inspired to inspire learning. So the thing is, when you ask yourself, again, this question, am I a teacher? Ask, am I an expert? Do I develop curriculum? Do I look at curriculum? Am I a role model? I have to ask critical questions. These are the reform we are seeking. Am I filling gaps? Is teaching a calling to me? I was once a class teacher. I'm still a teacher. Though of the sacred test presently. If you understand what I mean by a sacred test, you understand what I mean. But I've been in the classroom. And when we're in the classroom, it was, those times when you finish secondary school and you're waiting for result, you go and do something. But it was there that I got my calling. As first as a classroom teacher and now as a sacred test teacher. It was there that it happened. It was there I became passionate for children and the likes. So teaching is a calling, one way or the other, and I'm not spiritualizing that. I'm telling you the fact. It's a secular calling. That's where you generate the passion. The 21st century teacher has 3-dimensional role, both for academy. You know that one. You are taught in teachers college, pedagogy and what? That's what you call socializing. You give academic instruction, you give discipline, and you help the child to socialize within his contents and environment. That's your job. That's what you do. Even if it is 7 or 100, you have to help the child to self-discover itself. And we are going to go there. You are helping the child to discover self, to be able to become contributors to the society. That's the end product. If you have not attained that in your teaching profession, you are still on the journey. Your end product is produce a child that contributes to where? The society. You not produce a child that gets. I was seeing my lady here. She showed me. Please bring it again. I want to say something on that. I'm going to finish very soon. This is our result in St. Peter's African Church. Although their papa, she got excellent, good, excellent, excellent. I don't know how she got it, average, very good. She is brilliant. But I can't compare this with who she is. I tell you, she is a contributor to the society. A teacher produced her. The end product is what she's doing now, not what you see here. Mathematics, English. If I ask her a certain mathematical question, though she's a scientist, maybe she will remember. But this should be the goal of teaching. One who contributes to the society. That's why we have to see beyond the board, beyond the classroom, to see into the life that we are working in. All right, let's push further. We are discussing. All right. It should, one, a teacher can achieve just mere input And that's what I've said about the end product. You can achieve input into your learners without watching out for the output. Your focus could be just what you are giving. 6 plus 6 is equals to 12. 12 plus 12 equals to 24. And say, hey, hurrah, 99 over 100. But that's not the main output. There are several outputs that you have to watch. So you have to look beyond just imputing to what are you giving out. Now let's move to education reforms in Nigeria. Thank you, ma'am.